Welcome to Idea Hacking, how I get hundreds of creative story ideas every minute and how you can do it too. Now this hack method is crafted and created by me, Srinidhi Ranganathan, and let's begin. Now we are going to crack in everything that all the ideas related to story, creative story writing right now. Let's begin. Okay, we are all set for the actual process that you see over here. This is this 15-step process for the story arc, and we are starting off by just following this process. Okay, the first step would be to connect any Google image to the storyline. I'll tell you how that works. So typically I just go to google.com over here, and let's pick any image that you want. Think of any keyword that you can right now, any keyword. I'll tap in a mouse. Okay, so now let's see, I go to images and I see a mouse over here. Do you want to pick that, or you want to pick a cartoon mouse? It's up to you. So just click on a cartoon mouse. Let me find any good image. Okay, this looks good. Okay, so we are picking this image right now. So this is a cartoon mouse. Okay, let's keep this aside now. Let's just now think about this mouse. Okay, so let's go back to the next to the step in the process. The next would be to write down the names of the characters. Okay, so I mean, how many characters that you have in your story? For that I would be using a small tool called writing exercise says.co.uk characters.php. Let me just type it over here, writing exercises.co.uk slash character.php. This will help us to generate faster ideas for the character. Let's generate more characters. Okay, let's read this description. This character is a woman in her late 30s who is very inspirational. She comes from a wealthy background, lives in a fisherman's cottage, and tends to be a bit forgetful. There you have it. You have this. So let's open one more document over here. Let me open, say one more document where we can, address what all that we need. So our main character in the story is a mouse. Okay, we'll name the mouse. So here we also have the side character, which is side characters will play a crucial role. It's going to be a woman in her late 30s, who's very inspirational. She comes from a wealthy background, lives in a fisherman's cottage, and tends to be a bit forgetful. Cool. Let's generate one more character. Let's go over there and click on generate character. This character is a man in his early 20s who can be quite reckless. He comes from a comfortable background, lives in a converted barn, and tends to be a hoarder. Good. Copy this. We have the second character over here. Okay. Name of the character name. Just put a hyphen over here. We can always get back to that name. Okay. So now this character, how is it related to the woman? It's going to be maybe he is her husband, right? So I'm gonna name this character. We'll come to that. Okay, relation is right, and relation. Oh, no need for that. So we're doing it quite fast now. So is that it? Do you want more characters in the story? So if it is a short story, this is all enough. Okay, let's go back to say the actual say the next step. So here we are going to go again to writing exercises.co.uk slash characters, where we need to generate the names of the characters, right? Sorry about that. So here there's an option called as character name generator. Let me just check name character names generator, random names. We have random names. Okay, good, cool. We have this called random name generator. Sorry about that, I had just copy paste this over here. So we have the names of the characters, all generate characters. So this should be ideally the second step anyways. So we already got the description of the character, so we are one step ahead of the usual. So now we go back to here and generate names. So here we are generating the female name as Cynthia, the male name is Brent, and Hill is kind of the mouse, or Hilly, or you can just call her say Smita. Smita seems to be a nice name, or you don't have to take any kind of name from here. Smita seems to be a nice name for the mouse. So Cynthia, just make something original out of it, right? Make it original. So here all I have to do is go back to here and type in Cynthia over here. So Cynthia is the name of the character, the woman, and next I go back here, type in Brent. So I just copy in the name Brent, the character, right? And her husband, they say, is this her husband. Her husband is a man from whatever. So now we just need the character mouse, so we need a description for the mouse, right? So we need to find the description for the mouse. So just you can write down the description, it's very easy. So what is the name of the mouse? It's going to be, what we name her, Smita. The name of the mouse, not a quite a great name actually, but anyways, what's good in this category. So now just imagine one sentence about what a mouse would do, right? The mouse is a good looking mouse. Just write it down, any sentence that comes to your mind instantly, right? It's a good looking mouse who lives in the fisherman's cottage and tends to be naughty. Okay, okay, this is what about the main character mouse is about. The side characters are this, so we don't need a 2 option over here, but anyways I'll have to remove the bullet point. Yeah, anyways, good, but still the bullet point is not going off. Anyways, so Cynthia and Brent, we have that. We don't need the side characters and it's too confusing. So we have Cynthia and Brent over here, and then we are moving on to the next one, which is we're going to learn the tricks of the trade. Now let's go on to the next. It's over here. So genre for the story, what do you think the genre would be? Let's decide. Let's click on this and click on I'll just have to copy this. Genre would be kind of, is it a fairy tale, or is it we'll come to know right now, it's a comedy tale or whatever. So comic story. Let's generate some more titles. A forgotten love. Now does that make sense? No, you can still connect anything to anything. This Out of the Soul doesn't make sense. Dying Embers again doesn't make sense. Silent Moments, do you want to have this story? Yeah, looks good. I got the theme of the story. Silent Moments is the name of the story. So let's go back and name this story as Silent Moments. So all we have to do is I'll have to cut this and type in Silent Moments, and this is the name of the tale we are coming at. We are thinking of, and this is we have to save this anyway. Save the document. In terms of Silent Moments story visualization. So this is how you got to visualize. Silent Moment is story. I forgot. We can use the second tale also, right? Or the name that we came up with. Silent Moment, in search of Smita. In search of Smita. That seems to be a great title. Okay, right? So this is highlighted in bold. Okay. So till now we got this right. So now let's dig in more stuff. Let me go back to pages and we go back here. So we got a genre for the story. Let's create a setting. Okay, we are going again to writing to exercises.co.uk and finding this link, scenario generator. Let me go back there. Generate a scenario. Get ready. Get set. Boom. Not too good. Let me go back. Go on left and stuff. Okay, the scenario. Now let's connect this to there. This doesn't connect. Okay, can this connect? If suppose a mouse had no maybe the character, what is the name of the character? Let's go back. Cynthia had no money, and how would you go about getting food to feed her mouse? That makes sense. No, it doesn't. So let me go to another scenario. Okay, this works. Just copy this. It's worth millions. The mouse is worth millions, and let me tell you how that seems to be a good tale. So the plot, the log line can be this. So we remove this. Just get an idea from there. Everybody thought that Smita was a poor little mouse. It turns out that she's worth millions. Okay. So kind of a log line, right? She's worth millions. Okay, kind of a log line that you can write about how everyone thought that Smita was a poor little mouse. It turns out that she's worth millions. And how is that? Maybe what's the unique point of the story? Just think of what's the USP of the story. Kind of the unique selling point of the story. It can be, in terms of Smita. This is a story. This is a story of a mouse named Smita, who had the power of say predicting the future, and knowing what is happening. Okay, that's the same thing. This is a story of a mouse with the power of predicting the future, and then think about that, and think about the silent moment. So we name the title called In Search of Smita. So what happens then? Then we look at the conflict in the story. So the conflict would be something. Let's imagine the conflict. The conflict would be a magician kidnaps Smita after hearing about her powers. Okay, hearing about her powers, and a magician kidnaps Smita after hearing about her powers, and the story revolves. Okay, that's a conflict. Okay, so the story is about the plot line. Let's generate the plot line for this. The plot line would be something about, I'm generating it on the spot, something like the story revolves around how Cynthia and Brent find Smita and find Smita after a great search in the mountains of magic. I don't know also how Cynthia and Brent find Smita after a great search in the mountains of magic, and finally mountains of magic. That's about the plot. Okay, that's about the plot line. So this is a quest. This is an amazing quest that will shun the world. Correct? So maybe that makes sense. Quest that will shun the world. So this is kind of the selling point. A selling sentence. Name it selling sentence. An amazing quest that will shun the world. A selling point. Okay, in search of Smita, the mouse, or whatever. Just name that. Okay, so we got it till here. We are just figuring out the story and how it works. Let me go on to the next, next generator. So you have to connect the plot to the story here. We already got a plot. Otherwise, you have to go over here and go here and generate a plot for the same. So let's see. We already figured out the plot. Don't worry. Or you can click on Inspire Me, and you can find out more stuff that would come in the picture. Maybe the necklace. You can have a necklace in store. You can have these things over there. Jealousy. Okay, you can have that as a wizards. Say as a magicians. Quality. Right. Got to that. Right. We don't need right now because we already figured it out. So let's go to the title generator. We already have it connected. So first line generator. Let's figure out the first line and connect something we can. So I just typed in the first line generator. I guess there's the one first lines. It has to be first lines, and let me see whether you are the first lines. It's not. So first line generator is this one. So now let's she's straight in the darkness. You want to connect that, or that seems to be good. In the end, it didn't matter. Let me just use that line. That seems to be good. So this is how you start off with the story. In the end, it didn't matter at all. Smita was kidnapped by a magician, but in the end it didn't matter at all. Smita was kidnapped by a magician, but her powers, who had no control over her powers. This is how we start writing, right? So and then you go ahead and write all the rest of the story. So one more thing I want to tell you is if you want to do a lot of stuff, you want to generate a twist in the tale. There's some things that I have to convey to you. Go back, tap in this. In the video description, don't worry, I'm going to put all these tools in place and how you can generate a story really quick. Let's generate a scenario. A small child has gone missing and write about how this. Oh, this relates to us, right? So anyways, if you want to do a what if stuff, you can still do it. This is all just going to be, you're going to be invisible for the next year. How do you make most of the time? This creates into a cool plot. Say let's add it over here. Sorry, let's add it over here. You're going to be invisible for, so in the middle of the story, Smita finds out a way to become invisible after she drinks a potion kept in the wizard's, in the magician's lab. Okay, so then she escapes. So we got the middle of the story right now. We got the middle of the story. Escapes, and Cynthia finds her, but then she has to tackle with dealing, she has to deal with the magician, right? She has to deal with the magician when he also finds out that Smita has escaped and comes after the couple who tries to save her, try to save the mouse, right? That's how it's going to work. That's how the middle of the story is. So you can start off with something like that, and then you can go on to the flashback kind of thing. You can go to the flashback where Smita, a naughty mouse, lived the cottage, in a fisherman's cottage, and how the mouse was very intelligent yet naughty. The mouse didn't go around yet naughty. You can just talk about that, and then you can just talk about how the bond of attached, or you can say how the couple became attached to the mouse in terms of forming a bond, forming a friendship bond, or whatever, like a bond. And then they find out about the powers, the special powers of visualization to the mouse. They find out about the special powers of visualization to the mouse, visualization the mouse has, right? And then they find out the special powers of visualization the mouse has, and then they tell the village folks about that. Okay, the message reaches the magician, and he kidnaps Smita by keeping a mouse trap or whatever that is, a mouse trap, and then in the middle of the story he takes him to the cave. He takes the mouse to the cave and tries to extract the powers through powers and so that he can have it himself, so that he can have it imbibed in himself, or whatever that is. Maybe that's not the right word, but anyways. And then Smita finds the word, try to send the magician. Then the conflict is there, so the resolution, final end of the story is going to be how Smita, how the couple defeats the magician. The different methods, right? Two different means. Maybe they find an amulet given to them by the witch of North, by the good witch of the North, and how they use it to end the magician's life, or something like that, magician's life, and rescue Smita. Now, how does Smita play a crucial role in the story? because once after they rescue, once after these things happens, Smita now lives happily with a couple, and is now predicting future world events, and actually gets a lot of opportunities to meet a lot of new people, tremendous amount of people, like something like that, tremendous people, and becomes famous celebrity. Okay, from a cottage to a mouse, or whatever. From a cottage mouse, fisherman. Yeah, this is a cottage mouse to a celebrity. That is, the kind of the topic, and we are almost done with the story. So that's how we formed the story in the first place. Next thing is a small stuff just to end up with. So you can also look at different kind of word elements, not compulsory. Just go through that. Random dialogues, you can have that. Just go over here and tap in this. So now I'm still in this random dialogue, so to get this link. Sorry about that. Once again, I messed it up. I have to give this link. So once you go there, you can definitely think about random dialogues. I just click on random dialogues, right? Dialogue, it's over here. Let's generate a line of dialogues. You have his eyes, not good. You embarrass me this evening. Am I under arrest or not? You can use all this. Maybe on the way, maybe on the way that they are able to, say, on the way, right? On the way, a village police woman tries to arrest, say, what's her name? Cynthia. Yeah, Cynthia, and Brent, and how they overcome that. Overcome that and free themselves from the jail. So we are adding more stuff to it. You get my point, right? I'm just linking things with things. So that's how it works. Let me go. Thanks for being a son is a difficult position. This is something you can use over here. Something like maybe Smita says that narrates, says this line, speaks this line. Something like, thanks for agreeing to help, but we are in search of our friend, the mouse, or in search of the friend, say Smita, whom the magician has kidnapped. Okay, so speaks this line to whom? To another traveler who wishes to help. So we're introducing story of character. So you see how this builds up, right? So you're able to see how this all works. That's the most important stuff about creating a story, right? So random dialogues, we already dealt with that. What if generator? That is something not compulsory. What if something happened? Then we generate a fantasy map. So if you want, we can still go ahead and do the advanced stuff. So I go to this amazing fantasy map generator, and I can generate a map over here. So Atlas, Antic, anything is fine. All I have to click on construct. Let me see whether it works. Sometimes the server is busy, it doesn't allow me, but definitely it will allow you to generate an amazing map. And I'll tell you how those maps would look like over here. If I go to google.com, sometimes it doesn't allow me because the server would be busy, but I'll just show you over here how the maps would look like. So let me get an idea of this. This is something, some kind of a map. This is Sapiens, right? So you can definitely zoom into that. Now you can think about maybe the wastelands is where Cynthia and Brent lives, and then you see this is say there are caves over here, and they travel all the way from say Glad the forest to the let me zoom in, then there's a spirit, the forest of spirits or whatever, and then they cross this. This is kind of a fantasy map that you can generate using that. The fingers of Ivon is another place where the mouse gets famous and all this stuff. You can have a sequel to this, right? Sequel, good idea. So in the sequel, you continue about Smita's story, right? So in the sequel, so once you finish the book, end of the book, in the sequel, you can have the magician come back. Simple. Something like series of unfortunately went fine, yeah. But you can have the magician come back, and Smita, a famous celebrity, now tries to tackle the magician again. Now tries to encounter the magician again. So it's going to be, so the couple would have shifted to a palace. The couple now lives in a palace. So this is going to be a future story, so I'm giving you ideas for that also. So that's how you generate quick stories. There's one more thing, place names. You want to generate place names, you can go here and just have this place names also set up at the same time, so you can generate. So this happens in Winter Shade. Let's give an example of Winter Shade is good. You can still generate a lot of town names. Steve Peak, Joe, Backbrook. Winter Shade was good, so we'll just name this as Once Upon a Time in Winter Shade. Once Upon a Time in Winter Shade. Okay, that's how it works. So we're almost done with the story, I think. There's one more thing, so then I guess you have to just write the story then, and this is kind of the arc. So at beginning, I'll tell you how it works. So beginning, lots of stuff happen, say we introduce Smita, we introduce the couple and all the stuff. The inciting incident was where the magician kidnaps the mouse, and then in the half of the story there's lots of quest things that happen where the police, the policewoman, say the village policewoman tries to arrest the couple and the search where they're searching, and then the story arc is in the middle point, right? So it turns in a big way where they escape from the jail, and then they go ahead, and this is a midpoint of where this happens. So here say it's the mouse finds amazing potion that makes herself say invisible. Once that is done, the climax is where the fight that happens, and the end is say everything goes well, and Smita now is a famous celebrity after everything. The magician dies and all this stuff. So every since there's a famous celebrity, climax is where he dies or something happens, then you continue in the next book as a sequel. So that's about it. So it's going to be amazing. Like, share and subscribe if you love this method, love this video. So that's about it. I think we covered a lot of stuff here, right, from story arcs to idea hacking. This is how you can get hundreds of creative story ideas every minute in a story. Okay, so like and subscribe and share if you like this. I'll be back with more processes, how you can hack in, how you can do it. Sorry, it was a long video, but definitely party ahead, folks. It's going to be an amazing night because you're going to crack in different story ideas every minute. Thank you so much. This is Srinidhi Ranganathan, a creative visualizer who can visualize hundreds of story ideas every minute, and you can now too.